Hello people, I am Sky Demolisher and welcome back for another From the Collection Fridays, a series where I take things from my collection and show it to you, my viewers. And this week it is my vintage collection IG-11, which you'll know from the show The Mandalorian. Now, like most IG series droids in toy form, he has very, very thin limbs. Does not have particularly good standing ability and all of that, which is quite unfortunate. But he does look cool. One of the things I will point out, since I've got it like there, they don't appear to have done like a little red eye at the front, which is really, really sad, because some of the other stuff on the head actually is painted, but they didn't do the red eye on the front, which is really, really weird. So hopefully he'll stand up during a spin. Like I said, very, very thin. I picked up 2 of these, not because I want to use them as like IG-11, but because I have a 3 3/4 inch Cad Bane, and there was that one episode in the Clone Wars where he had like 2 IG droids that worked with him, and I was like, well, if I got 2 of these guys, then that would work pretty well for that. Now, I do believe I own, it's either IG-11 or IG-88 as a Black Series figure, who also came with very similar guns and does not hold them particularly well, but this one does hold them a lot better. Now, that is because they have actually put in like a trigger finger for him and like, calibrated the hand like that inside the actual claw hands, so he can hold the weapons properly, which is absolutely fantastic. Now you get his bandolier thing, the webbing. You can see that articulation goes out like that. There is an elbow joint. There is rotation at the wrist. So if I bring it in a bit like that, you might see it. So there's actually like a proper finger and proper like hand curve, and that means that he can actually hold the weapons for once, which is fantastic. So you can see what I mean. Like the red eye on this one is not painted, and yet red eyes over on this side, even though they're very tiny, have been painted. So it's kind of weird. Now the bandolier thing is quite sort of loose. Whoops, there goes one of the guns. He does have the hip rotation, and there is knees, there is feet, and the feet also rotate. The waist articulation is up here where it joins in the chest. Whoops, so that's now done both of them. You can do like that full 360 thing if you want, but I wouldn't advise it because I'd imagine that it's only a fairly weak joint through here, so it's probably going to snap. You can see they've done a good job of detailing and stuff around it. Not too much in the way of weathering, which is unfortunate, but at the same time kind of understandable. But yeah, also because he's like so thin-limbed, you can actually see that there's like bending in it already, and that's straight out of the package bending, which is an unfortunate thing. But yeah, he's a cool little figure, but I wouldn't say he's worth the same as some of the other more human-like figures. He looks good, but he's definitely going to need a stand, and the thinness of it and the fact that it like bends and you can have it off the card being bent already really kind of sucks. Like, I know you can heat it up, but you shouldn't really need to do that straight out of, straight off the card. It's just sad, and I think it also sort of makes them look a bit more like weak Whereas, like, when you're actually looking at them in the shows and the films, they have quite a sort of powerful strength stance to them. Like, they look like they're well built and stuff, but the toys don't seem to capture that. You know, they look like, well, I suppose like a Stretch Armstrong or, you know, a bendy figure. And that's really sad, because it sort of, it breaks that immersion feeling that you get from some of the other figures. But all around, he's not too bad. He might still be available in parts of New Zealand because, you know, our distribution of Star Wars figures is so weird. But I would just recommend you go and look at your own stores to figure out what they have. Check EB Games, Mighty Ape, etc., Toyco, because they all might have one or two. And at this stage, a lot of them are probably on clearance. So if you want one or a number of them, that's probably your best opportunity. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.